both of the sides of the table have been glued up and assembled. I'm where I want to be for assembling now the back and the front. Time that's lapsed between the first side and here is inside of 5 minutes, so the glue is still nice and malleable, nice and workable. So that's a good time for me to start putting in the back piece and then the fronts. The process is the same. Being pretty generous with this adhesive. Any squeeze out that I get is just going to be extra insurance that I've got enough. Having said that, I don't want to slop it around with getting on the faces of the board or on the insides of the legs. So as much as I need within reason. I'm going to make sure to get this haunch area well covered. Yep. I'm going to put some adhesive here too. Alignment on the top of the apron is good. Now I am there, good. It's always exciting and terrifying at the same time, trying to get working against the clock when this glue is starting to set up. Exciting because I've worked very hard to get to this place. I want to see it done, but terrifying for the same reason. Everything that tends to go wrong seems to be amplified right here. If you have the luxury of working with someone, having another set of hands, it makes a huge difference. If for no other reason, just having emotional support is always nice. Oops. And somebody to catch that. I was about to forget to put some glue in this. Alright. This kind of illustrates that point I was talking about. If I had gone all the way around, I would have to open up this piece if this one's fully seated, and there's just not enough space if your joinery is well fitting. So this is where I want this to go. Clamps. Start walking these down slowly, but keeping these faces parallel. So I have good closure where I need it. Got a lot of glue slopping around, which is not going to do me any favors later on. So scrubbing all this out now makes a lot less work in the long road or down the stretch. Big pro and con conversation about this. People say that this is the worst possible thing you could do, and I understand that, because the argument is that you're packing this wet glue down deep into the pores, of the wood, and that's not wrong. But it's diluted so much so that I can continue scrubbing until this goes away. Other options for this would be I could pre-finish all of the elements here, all the parts, and then when I do my glue up, scraping off this glue or scrubbing it off the way I'm doing now is a breeze because it's not sticking to the raw wood. It's trying to stick and hold to the finished surface, and this water-based glue just doesn't do very well at hanging on to that finish, so it's a lot easier to remove. I just always find that this is a safer option to remove it at this stage opposed to having it harden and then you just have to carve it out. You have to have a chisel, scraper, something to come in and try to remove this without redesigning your piece. Alright, so that's good, great. Got some work here. The last step in doing this for this design is assembling our lap dovetail piece to the front. I'm going to reposition the camera and then pull in on what this thing looks like. I'll just tap this one in.